Hi friends, in this video we will see about the vFor directive. In the previous video we have seen about the basic database data binding. Now if we change here any input, so it will be changed everywhere, and also we have seen the DevTools also. Here is the view DevTools. Now we will see the vFor directive. So here what we have did is we have binded only single data. What if there is multiple array of data? How we can represent that one? Let's see. We have a list of names. John, for example, with John, Joe, okay, Don. So we have a list of names. For the time being I will remove this code. Okay, now we have a list of names. Now we have to show it as a list. These are all names. I need to show it in the view as a list. How we can represent? So I will take the simple UL. In the lis I need to show the name. How I can show? I need to loop over each and every name and I need to show that names. In the view we can use vFor in order to loop over the array of data. So in the vFor I took the names. So each and every name I need to take from the names array and I need to display it here. Okay, so I need to display the single name here. So how can I display that one? I need to take each and every name in the names and I need to display. So this is the syntax of the vFor. So vFor name in names. So take each and every name in names and display the name. If we go to the output and if we see here, see we are able to see the John, Joe, Don and everything. This is the representation of the vFor in the Vue.js. For example, see here I have written where app is equal to new. So I am storing the view instance in the app variable. Okay, now I have saved that one in the global app variable. Now if you go to the console and if you write app here, see here you are able to see the view instance again. If I want to push some name into the array, I can directly push my name. Okay, automatically this one is added here, see. And also from DevTools also we can take $vm0, the same thing. It is the temporary variable, that one we had saved from the code base. In the same scenario, $vm0 dot names dot push of some foo. Okay, it is saved again. So this is the way from the debugging tool also we can insert the data into this one. Now what we will do is, so instead of inserting the name from the command and all these things through the code, we will create input box here and we'll create a button, so that if we click on that button, whatever the name written in the input box, it should be added automatically into the list. Let's do that one. Now what I have to take for that one, I need to take one input box, okay, one text input, one button, okay, with add. First let's see, using the traditional JavaScript method, how we can add the name into the list using this one. Now here we are having one simple, let's close this console. Now now here we are having, let me save this file. Now we are having one input box and a button. Now when the user clicks on this button, whatever the name written in this input box, it should be added directly into the list. Now I need to write the event listener, click event listener for this button. Let's add an ID for this one. So I will give the button ID as a button. Now how we can write here? Document dot, same thing, query selector. I will take the ID of the button, okay, dot, I will add a event listener for this one. What is that event listener? I am going to add click event listener. So click event listener, and it will execute, and it will take a closure function, and in this function I need to take the value of the input. Let's give the ID for this one also as a name. Okay, let's create, let name is equal to document dot, same thing, query selector of ID of that input box. Okay, see here I am writing using this closure arrow functions, lambda functions, and this let I am using. These are ES6 notations. So we will see about the ES6 also in the future. Or otherwise, if you want to write in the traditional Java, you need to mention as a var here, and you need to write here, instead of writing like that function, we need to write here. Okay, like this we need to write. So let's stick to the latest only. So now I took the name of this one. What I need to do, I need to push that in that value of the input box into the names array. Here I am having the names, this one. So I need to push into I need to push this name into this array. How I can push? So we have saved the that view instance in the app variable. What I will do, app dot names dot push of name dot value. Okay, so that value I am pushing that one. Now let's see the output. If I click here, and if I add my name, and if I click on add, see, automatically the name is added into the list. Now if I want to add another one by name who or anything, again it's not added. But now you are able to see that name is again appearing in the input box. What we will do now, we will try to clear the input box. How we can clear that one? After pushing the name into the names array, just we will write name dot value is equal to empty. Okay, if we do name dot value is equal to empty, if I refresh it again, now if I add anything, sorry, I need to save this one. All the time I used to forget the saving thing. So if I do here, automatically it get added into the names array in the list. This is the basic, what we can say, event listener functionality. Now we can remove this one, this code, and we can write it here in the mounted method. Okay, mounted, what is the use of this mounted is, this mounted, whatever the code we have written in the mounted, it will be executed. When it will be executed is whenever the DOM is loaded and everything is loaded, and it is, and the view is ready and a port is ready to go, then only the mounted will be executed. So this is the main use of the mounted. Mounted means when the everything is mounted and the view is mounted and it is ready to execute, then only then the mounted will be executed. So this is the use of the mounted. So now what I will do is I will remove all the code and I will keep it in the mounted. Now when the app and data and these all are initialized and initiated, and this app root everything is initialized, and also this data variables everything is initialized, then the mounted will execute. So it will be able to find the button, and it will be able to find the names variable, everything it will be able to find. Now it will execute that one. In the same scenario, what I will do here, I will refresh the again and I will try to add. Okay, so again it is adding the in the name into the names array. In this way we will be able to write, we will be able to take the name from the input box, and we will be able to write in the names array. So this is the traditional method how we can implement using the click business. So in the next video what we will be doing is, so we will remove all this code and how we can write with a simple code, how we can write, you will see it in the next video. So if you like this video, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.